Okay, most of you watching this, you probably already know what Friday Night Funkin' is. In fact, several of you follow me because of my Mommy Mirrorist that I've done for Rect on his channel, so it's a pretty safe bet that you lovely folks know what the game is. In short, it's a rhythm game, where an opponent performs a series of directional inputs that you need to emulate, and it's all done to music. Sometimes the opponent is really fast and tricky, and if you miss a note/input, you take damage. Miss too many notes, you lose. That's it, really. But it's become a massive craze on the internet, and to anyone outside of the craze, it must look insane. So what the funk is going on with this game that has made it so universally appealing to so many people? Honestly, I may not be the best judge. I have the worst directional control with my fingers and can't play video games for the life of me. It's actually not that hard to see, though. It's got a unique style of bright, vivid colors, some excellent music, the controls are simple, and it's free. All of these things have massive appeal. It also draws a lot from the Newgrounds community, which is a unique environment, to say the least. It's where a lot of your fave animators and YouTubers got their start back in the day, including Ruberoos and We Go Faster. It also releases new weeks periodically, though that's slowed down recently, likely due to the work of refining it into an official release, with new characters and scenarios that the protagonist, boyfriend, has to muddle through. Because it's a continually updated thing instead of just a single release, hype is built between week releases, and newcomers can join with each new week. That has huge potential to constantly bring in new players, especially at the prospect of what is effectively a living game. But none of that is the reason why it's popular! Okay, they're all contributing factors, but the game is also open source, and because it's open source, people took that source and began modding new weeks. In fact, Cade Developer ended up creating a particular engine that ironed out some of the bumps in the original software and made it really easy for folks to make their own mods. And that, my friends, that is the key to this game's popularity. Any internet popular thing ultimately gets a status because of the ability of the audience to self-insert or create OCs that fit within that universe. Something that gets their creative juices flowing. For example, Homestuck created the concept of either making your own class spec character, and it's complicated and I'd need a whole other video to explain that one, or Troll Sona, a race within that comic universe, as well as an open implication of multiple timelines making everything canon. Or Danganronpa, featuring the fingers in your ass dude. You could create your own ultimate or super high school level character. And sure, with Undertale you could create monster sonas, but the big thing there was creating a unique AU that largely revolved around the Skeleton Bros. And even then, primarily Sans. Countless AAUs exist where the roles are shifted around, or based around themes like going to space or living in a hot topic. Basically, if something gives you something to chew on creatively, you've got something mimetic and will spread like the whoa, is that a bad time to talk about that? Friday Night Funkin' is literally as empty a canvas as you can have while still having a basic set of in-universe rules that fans can build entire creative projects around. I should know. I'm in one of them. So if you want to create your own internet popular thing, just make it as bland and basic so as to let anyone create their own stamp on it. It certainly worked for Twilight. Adding a quick disclaimer to say that I don't actually think that this is a bad thing. I think that being able to have a creative community and the ability to insert yourself within that universe is actually a very important and vital part of any kind of storytelling venture. And so in fact, there's actually a lot of layers to all of this, and it's much more complicated. But I'm just saying, the self-insert part is kind of the important thing anyway. Roll credits!